is going. Oh my goodness, Lori, how you doing today? It is Wednesday. It is beautiful. It's beautiful, beautiful outside. How are you doing?
I am doing great. Absolutely wonderful. This is my favorite time of the year. And I think it's because my dad's birthday's on Halloween. And, we had the flower shop. We sold pumpkins and sold mums and everything. So Halloween has always been a special time of year for me and my family and stuff. Even though we don't have the flower shop anymore, we still do a lot of celebrating. So, Deb, we got a great thing today. I'm so excited because I found a lot of information on this, and that is family safety with this Halloween 2023. And it was just amazing the stuff that I found. Halloween is a great time for families and people of all ages to dress up, express their creativity, and have fun. But it's also a great source of anxiety for parents and guardians. Here are a few, and we got a few tips here and tools to stay safe and during this spooky season, along some data around the safest cities for trick or treating, according to this group called Life 360. Yeah, we got a list of some great towns, and I'm laughing. I'm going, oh, our town's not on there. So, Deb, you want to talk about some of the stuff that we have, the points that we have here?
Yeah, I got actually I'm on the page here, the safety one where it's like with the costumes and all that and the kids' ages. Is that where you're at?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
fine.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm-
All right. We're just going to generalize a few things.
Yeah,
First of all, we're going to say, guys, I do not think you can be too cautious. Okay. I'm just going to say that. We're not going to get into a lot of detail, but there's a lot of stuff happening everywhere, and we all know that, right? And as a parent, do not let your kids go out by themselves. Do not let your older kids go out by themselves. It's a night that people know there's kids out, okay? So just word of caution. But we're going to talk about costumes, okay? We're going to talk about, you got to plan for the weather, obviously, right?
right,
So
exactly.
creative, and you can think of so many cool things. And you guys, cardboard boxes and paper and
Yes.
markers, and you can make some crazy stuff. You don't have to go spend a ton of money. Lori and I are big dollar store people, but we're also big Goodwill people. And you know what, guys? Look now. Now they've got it. Things are amped up. If you're looking for something that gets put out, it's gonna be gone that day. So frequently go if you don't see something. But I'm telling you right now, that we want to make sure that we're going to talk about 2 to 6 year olds. How about that?
Yeah.
Costume. Okay, plan for the weather, make, layers and all that kind of stuff. And let them realize for the big day, this is fun. Don't let them be scared. Don't let them think, this is for fun and that we're going to go to places. Now, I'm also going to say practice hand holding, staying together and carefully crossing the streets. A lot of the streets are dark, okay? And I know we can take it for granted. We're in our realm, we're in our little area that we're in, and don't let your guard down. And then also, I'm going to take one more. I'm going to say, practice your manners. Oh my goodness. This is a time that we can instill that in the kids, whether you're doing it with your grandkids or whatever, or your own children. But I'm going to tell you right now, when these kids come to my door and they're so cute and they say thank you, I actually give them more candy. So, oh
Right,
Lord, what do you think?
right, right. Yeah, and you know what, going back to safety, there's just so many things. The I don't know about you guys, but ever since the COVID, people drive like maniacs down side roads and where families are at. It is absolutely crazy because they think they could get away with it. They're doing 40, 50 down roads like that are 25 and 30.
Mhm.
It's terrible. And I hope the police are going to be out
Right,
this Halloween because it is out of control.
right.
Now as far as a candy haul, the 2 to 6 year olds have a hard time carrying a lot of stuff. So, have like a family candy thing that you can maybe dump some of the candy in there so they're not carrying a lot of candy and stuff too. Um, I'm trying to see here. It says reverse trick or treat. Find out where there's a trunk or treat thing and give out the rest of the candy that they got. So they learn how to give as well as getting candy and stuff. 7 to 11 year olds, you know what? Uh, they're gonna, as far as the costumes, don't argue with them. They have their own ideas of what they want for costumes. If it's a costly thing, try to go online and figure out ways that you could make it. You
Mhm.
know, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that you could do. I'm not gonna say what I'm gonna be for Halloween, but I'm excited. We'll talk about that in a little bit. And then manners.
Mhm.
Thank everyone. It is so important. You
Mhm.
know, a lot of kids, and I'm not going to say all kids, even adults, they just take things for granted. Say thank you. And I'm sure that lady will, or man will remember you next year when you go to the door.
Yeah.
And you go on, Deb, and talk about the candy aisle for 7 to 11-year-olds.
Yeah, so here's the whole thing. Decide before how much they can have, but I want to throw this in there. I still remember my mother, okay? We would go and she would drive us and we'd go into some of the bigger neighborhoods because we lived, you know how Lori, how we were sandwiched between
Yeah.
some really nice houses in all these areas. And we had back then we had a pillowcase and we would get all of the candy, right? And my mom would say, "Don't you touch a thing." And even back then, and we had to pour it all down on the floor and we had to check it. She checked it for all kinds of things. So guys, weird things happened back when we were younger too. It's just a lot
Oh,
more
yeah.
now, okay? And so, and then she'd say, "Okay, here's what you can have," and then she'd make us freeze the rest of it. We froze it, so it was out of sight, out of mind. But I think great for knowing that before how much that they can have. Limit it, you guys. Sugar's so bad for everybody. We know that. And another tip we've talked about before: if your kids are eating sugar, honestly, you just actually have to make sure that you got to pump some water in their mouths and then make sure you brush their teeth well. This is from a dentist, honestly. But and then also put some candy in a shoebox operation. It says shoebox there. And you know, there are areas would will greatly appreciate it. Okay. Any group, youth group, Girl Scout, Boy Scout, park district, go through your local charity. They have meetings for kids. I remember being a Girl Scout leader and we had to provide a snack every single time the kids came. And we didn't mind them having a little bit of candy. You know what I mean? So there are organizations or preschools or things that you can give, you know? So that's my thing. And moving on to the older kids, Laura. Oh, this is a handful. The 12 to 16-year-olds, you got this. Go for it.
Here, avoid last minute arguments with them over their costume. You know, I know a lot of these kids at that age, they just want to wear a hat or something, or, they want to just do one or two things and it kind of like the costume's incomplete. And a lot of people think that, when you're like 16 and you're in high school, that you shouldn't go trick or treating. So I suggest that you just don't argue with them and let them do what they want to do. Let their creativity go with it. And safety, plan some phone checks. Have
Mhm.
them phone checking you. Say, okay, every half hour, give me a call, or
Yep.
yeah. I know there's a lot, Debbie, and you might know a little bit more about that. There's a lot of tracking systems, correct?
Yeah, you know, like on your iPhone and everything. I mean, it is so good. You can have them being tracked or on a watch if they've got like some kind of a watch or apparatus, or maybe you can give them like you've got two parents at home. You know, you're gonna have to trust the kid, but give them the other phone that maybe your husband's or your or the wife or the grandma, grandpa, or whatever, if they don't have a phone at that age, because you know, guys, they need to be safe. I
Yeah.
wouldn't let them go far unless they're, you know what I mean? Like, and you know what? Let's be honest, you guys, they want to be with their friends, they want to have fun. So maybe organize a party and let them just bite the bullet and have it at your house. You know, I mean, I was always that way with my kids. I'd rather have the kids come by me than not know where we were, and I would provide a safe environment, you know. I mean, it really does. Or your park district, which our park district here in Westmont, they actually do have a really cool Halloween party that they provide. Not on the day of Halloween, it's actually, I think, the weekend before. And that's a great way that you can almost replace, because there are still activities that happen on Halloween. There's still school, there's still a lot, you know. So I don't know. That's my take.
Well, the big thing is, and I'm sure everybody's at least been to one of them, is trunk or treats.
Uh-huh.
They're like all over the place now, and like almost every school's having one. I
Yep.
know Lyrics is on Friday, and I think Tony's is on Friday or next week. his school, but there's always places to take and go trunk or treating. You don't have to go to that school and go trunk or treating at that school. So, you could take the kids to all these different trunk or treaters, and then on Halloween, they don't even have to go out. They'll have so much candy. Or you could just take them to a few houses. But going back to the safety of and as far as the kids going out for Halloween, the older kids, like Debbie was saying, have a party. Well, you know what? Open up your garage doors, put some Christmas Halloween music on, and bring some food out there, have chairs sit out there, and let them give the candy to the kids. It is just a great idea. They can still hang out with all their friends. You could still have food out there for them, and they could just, they get the enjoyment of Halloween, the real enjoyment of Halloween.
That's a great idea, Laura. Like, open up, there's a few times I've gone like with the kids when they were younger, and you'd go up to a house and you'd have somebody there that was dressed up in some cool outfit, like, even scary a little bit, and have like things. So you know what? Get festive and do it. Make it a fun time. I think it's great,
I think it is, and as far as candy hauling, take what they have when they want to offer you back, and then you could give it to somebody. Like you said, you could give it. I wonder, like, nursing homes would take stuff like that.
Oh, absolutely. As long as you've got like there's a trust factor, they're not gonna, they probably would like to if you have an inn somewhere, but everybody knows tons of people. So
Yeah, right.
really.
Exactly. I know what we used to do years ago. I was really involved in my church and the retreats that we used to do. And we always had a retreat right after Halloween. So what we did is we all brought our candy we had leftover that we didn't hand out, and we gave it to our group to give to the retreat people. It was nice. It was really nice. That's an actually great way for you to be especially nice to people and not really have to spend money.
Well, and also, not to cut in, but just to say this, you could put, if you have extra Ziploc bags or whatever, you can make like smaller portions and then give those, like, bring them to the food pantry so that, yeah, because like I know that I'm not sure if you have one near you or if your church does one, but there's one local in Westmont, there's one local in Wheaton, Illinois, called People's Resource Center, and people in need can come and actually do like basically some small like grocery shopping type thing, and they have aisles and things. So like, those are things, toiletries too, guys.
Yeah.
Right. And honestly, if you want to be really funny, you could give out, you don't have to give out just candy, guys. Okay. You can give out pencils. You can go to the dollar store. Lori and I are the queen of the dollar store.
Right.
And there's things that come in packages that, it could be all kinds of stuff, so it doesn't necessarily have to be total sugar candy,
No, I think it's absolutely great.
Trick or treats. Trick or treats.
Um,
So Laura, let's talk about this. As adults, okay? We're talking about the kids, but us adults love to do this fun stuff too.
oh my
God, I am so excited. So we're having this Halloween party, right? Lori and Gary are coming, and I am really getting into this. I mean, we were doing a Halloween costume contest, but there's going to be some kids here too. So you know what, guys? I'm going to encourage you. You still have time to do this. It doesn't cost a lot of money to do this. Everybody that actually, I mean, my costume, which I haven't even told you, right, Lori? I didn't tell you what it is. Okay, all right. So my costume, part of it's been made, and part of it I purchased one item, but I had other things, and when you see it, you'll understand. And same thing for last year. Tony and I did that where we literally, I went to Goodwill and found appropriate things that I could create this costume. And so we get so into this, and like we did this when our kids were little too, and Lori and I, before we had kids, we had a Halloween costume party.
Yeah, those were fun.
Oh my gosh, we had ones, and Lori, most of the costumes that we all did, we made. We didn't go out and buy costumes,
Yeah.
stuff. So anyways, I'm going to encourage you guys that it doesn't cost a ton of money. Everybody brings something. So the host is not stuck with, like, not that I don't mind, but I'm just saying, like, it's a lot less work for the host, and everybody is gathered together and you can just have a laugh. Okay. So
Just take pictures,
mhm.
in your house. I got on Amazon for my granddaughter's birthday is this weekend. I'm doing a Halloween party for her kid friends at school. And I just purchased this backdrop. It was like under $10. Beautiful backdrop of all the Halloween stuff that I'm gonna put up and they have the kids take pictures in front of. And then I'm gonna bring it over by Debbie's for her party. But there's so much stuff. It's so much fun. And you know what? Halloween it was really big years ago in the 30s and 40s and the 50s. And then it declined for a long time. And then now it's back. People are into parties, people want to be together. I mean, I think the COVID kind of taught us that we need to enjoy every holiday as much as we can, you
And
know?
one more thing, Lori, I think that, and we haven't put a date together, but remember during the shutdown when we had at my house, I had the pumpkin carving contest and you were the one that judged it. Okay, but you guys, you still can do this kind of crazy stuff. I think it's so much fun when families get together and they literally do a creativity thing and have a little competition, or even if you don't want to do more than one pumpkin, just find a pumpkin, draw on it, carve it, slap the seeds out, get it, clean them, make your pumpkin seeds. I mean, have some chili and have fun, you know? So, I mean, these are like fun things. Pumpkin, everything is good. Pumpkin spice, pumpkin this, pumpkin that, you know?
Pumpkin coffee right here.
Ooh, yes. And you know what a really good recipe is? And I'm gonna make it for the party. It's Simple Simon. Whipped cream cheese, a can of pumpkin, mix it together, a little bit of cinnamon and sugar, and you can dunk Granny Smith apples in it or whatever. It's like
Oh,
pumpkin,
sounds
like a
great.
pumpkin dip. So good. So good. But
Yeah.
anyways,
Oh, that's great. I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, we had a lot of great parties over the years. And, you know, a lot of us met our significant others at parties. So,
think of some of that.
yeah, it was great. It was wonderful.
I
But
also had to say that if we were to be crazy, we could think of some stuff that we did back then. But I want to encourage people that are watching that if you're having your parties now and all the way through Halloween, post some of the pictures of your family
yeah,
and friends and
yeah,
kids. Let's all just see what people came up with. We'll
yeah,
make
it'll
sure
be
that we post.
fun.
We'll post. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's no, that I'm looking forward to it, you know, and it says here, having no plans is the worst. You need to kind of plan what you're going to do. I
Yep.
know when you're with children, you know, plans don't always go the way you want them to go, but at least you'll have a plan. You know what I mean? Like, say you decide that you want to go to where the bigger houses are, you know what I mean? And
Yep.
say, okay, we're going to go to the bigger houses. And if you have your your older kids with you, you say, okay, we'll meet back here at a certain point, certain time or what. So, but you guys want to hear some of the safest cities for trick or treating?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think it's so cool. This of 2023. Albuquerque, Santa Fe, New Mexico is number one. Number two is Tulsa, Oklahoma. Number three, Debbie, you're gonna laugh. Miami, Fort Lauderdale.
Oh my gosh.
We had fun in Fort Lauderdale
Oh,
years.
yes, we did. Fort Lickerdale, go ahead.
Dayton, Ohio. Knoxville, Tennessee. Memphis, Tennessee. And I don't know this town, but Tyler, Longview, Texas. It's number seven. So, oh, here, there's 10. Eight is Albany, Troy, New York. Wow, that's goofy. Evansville, Indiana, and Greenville, South Carolina.
Oh, South Carolina is an up and coming area. Lots of people going
Oh,
there.
yeah. Do you know they don't have Illinois in there?
Yeah,
Chicago, right now.
yeah.
Be
Oh,
careful. You know, like Debbie says, there's a lot going on.
yeah,
Make sure that where you're going is safe.
yeah.
Don't go to the cities, big cities. I would not recommend it. And like I said, it could be a great holiday. Just
Yeah.
let it be. And don't leave your car running, parents. Do
Mm-mm.
not make sure you have your keys to your car on you so you don't lose them. and lock the doors. I don't care if you're at the end of somebody's driveway or down two houses.
Exactly.
Nobody is safe
No,
with their carjacking cars.
yeah,
In fact, they're probably going to be targeting a lot of trick or treater parents,
yeah, it's true,
you know?
guys. It's very
So,
true. Very
uh,
true. Well,
anything else, Deb, you want to talk about?
can't think of anything else. I'm gonna say one thing, and I know we're gonna have to wrap this up, but I was gonna say that make sure that if you're going to be purchasing any candy or treats or whatever, that you do it now, guys. Because I've noticed that in the last years, the stores stock enough, but they don't keep restocking because they don't want to get hung with it. Okay.
Right,
So
right.
maybe do like I do, try to buy something that you like, but remember, you can donate it. So just that's the story. But anyways, with that, Lord, do you want to close this out?
Oh, I sure do. This was actually very exciting. I'm going to post this Halloween safety thing for all
Yeah,
kids.
that'd be
Please.
great. That'd be
Yeah.
great.
But I just want to say, you guys have a great week. Halloween is still a couple weeks away, but enjoy, and the kids' parties, look for trunk or treaters, all that kind of stuff. So with that, I'm going to say, have a great day. And I'm Lori,
I'm Debbie.
and we're Friends Helping Friends. We'll see you next time.
I
Bye
got
bye.
a great week. Have a great day.